Yo, what's up guys? It's Hunter here and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about why you guys should play Wizard101, whether you played before and want to get back into it, or you haven't played at all and you've just been watching videos. So to start off, as you guys can see, we're in the comments. Just want to show you guys that there is totally an active community, and you don't feel like you're alone. Never feel like you're alone. You can only go to the comments of this video or other people's videos, go on to live streams with smaller streamers, and you can find a bunch of people to play with. Uh, you guys can also see there's a ton of everyone's totally different. I think the great about Wizard101 is it's super customizable. I know that the best gear is the best gear, but at least to start you can kind of change on what you want to look like, and whether you have the same stats or not is one thing. But you know, this person's in their like cyborg merc type mount from Fortnite. But yeah, so that's number one reason. The other reason is specifically right now. Okay, so guys, currently there is a sale going on for $59.95 for the whole year. So that's $60 for the entire year, which I recommend, and that's what I recommend that you guys do instead of buying these 1 month memberships for $8, $9. Is commit yourself. You buy that year. I think you'll be commit yourself to playing because you've invested your money into it, your hard-earned money, and now you're investing your time into it to enjoy that. So I think that's super important. Is you have to go with the year, otherwise I don't think you're going to stick with it, and it's probably not going to be as much fun. Now I know it's kind of hard to get started into the game, but I still think that you can really have a great time without having everything that an older player does or having to spend so much money. I mean, obviously I know I've gotten lucky with the double drops with gardening, but if they do see an increase in new players, you know, you guys will make the change, and they might bring some of those stuff back. You know what I mean? It's just the members, the older members, people who've been played for a while, kind of own this game because they have all the gear. But when you get a huge influx of new players, hopefully from this video, you know, I think they'll add a lot more stuff that'll be nicer to new players. But I think they're seeing a sharp decline of new players actually joining the game and sticking with the game, as to the point where now they're basically just trying to suck as much money from not necessarily older members who are older, but younger kids who've been playing this for a while. And you know, it's not amazing to see, but I think you guys need to help them with encouraging more people to play. Okay, so another thing you guys can do is there's a ton of stuff that you can do without having to actually like battle. You know, you can look at my house here. You know, it's not perfectly decorated. We can head over to my cooler house, but you know, there's a lot of stuff you can do. There's a bunch of crafting. There's a bunch of gear, and it's totally like a huge process. And you definitely have to be the person like the game. I'm not saying that if you don't only play FPS games, you know, you should pick up Wizard101, but I think you might want to give it a try. You know what I mean? Like I love to play FPS games like Rainbow Six and not CS:GO. I don't like CS:GO, but I think you'd be surprised on how much you'd actually like this game. And another thing is when you're moving throughout like your home, you're able to put down like infinite stuff, so you can kind of like create your own place, um, which you might not be able to do in other games, is there's a huge customizable factor, which I think is super awesome. Okay, so the next thing I wanted to mention is now with these reworks, a lot of these spells have been changed and they've been nerfed a little bit, but I know for a fact that a lot of people who are doing just basic questing will have a lot easier time questing with these spells, to make it a lot easier to solo quest, which is why think if you guys are level 90, level 85, level 100 even, is really get that push. I believe you can get from 100 to 130 in 3 months of your time. And then you're going back to school. What you guys should do, you guys have so much time, and I'm not sure that you guys are actually in school, or you have a lot more free time now with the current global situation. But make sure you guys like spend that time doing something. You know, I don't anything other than just sitting on your phone, whether that's playing a game, which you can learn some stuff, you know, or just enjoy. But I know for a fact that you're gaining more knowledge from kind of playing a game and investing your time into something that you might like to look back on, versus just sitting on your phone scrolling through Instagram, and seeing that the Cleveland Browns lost yet another football game. Sorry to any Browns fans. Okay, so here we are in the character selection. I think this is super important. Is now I know the new faces and the new stuff, and the new character experience is way better. But there's so many different stuff because you can go through the game as a storm wizard and have a totally different experience than going through as a myth, or a life or a death. I haven't. I myself need to spend more time questing. Questing is definitely something that's not super fun the entire time, but I encourage you guys. I'm gonna try to do maybe some on stream when I get back, which will be super awesome because it's a lot of fun to do with other people. You can be doing other things. You don't have to be. You can be watching a movie and questing. It's pretty absent mindless. It's just something to kind of relax. It's a more relaxing game. It's not super stressful. And as you guys can see, I got level 130. I have a level 102, and the next one is level 64. So I'm not even close to getting through on these other characters. And yes, and I do think that you guys should take breaks, which is why I recommend when you go for the full year, you kind of grind it out, but you don't force yourself to play every single day if you're going to get bored of the game. Which is why when people buy for a month, they play for like a week or 2 weeks, and then they don't come back. You know what I mean? So that's definitely something to keep in mind. And also, big one right here. You don't need a super good computer to run this game. I know that's like, I know at this point, you don't really need that much stuff, but think about it. You really only need like a laptop. You can run this game on any on any computer built within the last like 10 years, and it'll run this game just fine. It's not demanding, which means you can run on your laptop. You can run it on your old parents' computer. If you're younger, run it on their computer, run it on whatever you're watching YouTube on right now. I can guarantee you that you're able to run the game on your computer, which is another reason why you should pick it up. Is you're able to play it wherever you want, honestly. And while I wish they would add a little bit more diversity between the schools, I think you guys would be surprised on kind of the new experience with questing now. I think you'd be feel more rewarding when you get to a higher level and you kind of unlock those new spells, and they're kind of different new spells. You know what I mean? Because not all these life spells that you've gone against to in PvP are the same. And also, they've done a pretty good job with the crown shop, with kind of this new stuff. And this is also a scam. Please never buy this. But in terms of just mounts, they have so much to choose from, and that's the thing. You get your membership, and you say, okay, I'm going to commit $100 total to the game. So you're going to commit 60 to the membership, and then you commit 40 to the crowns, and you can pick out a mount. Another thing that you guys might be thinking about is your pets, right? You're like, oh my gosh, what am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to get this amazing pet? Or how was it now? Charlie, I think, right? Yeah, how are you supposed to get this pet? I think you guys would be surprised. It's definitely helpful, but if you go with a friend or you go with someone in the game, and you have a lot more fun. And you don't have to play the game to get Darkmoor gear. If you don't have mega snacks, you don't have this, you don't have to train your pet. Just enjoy the game. You don't always have to have the best gear. Just like most of you guys don't always have the best. Not everyone has like the best computer. Does it really matter if you don't have the best computer? I mean, yeah, they're gonna have maybe a better experience, but you don't really need to have that to enjoy the game, which I think is also super awesome. So the last thing I want to talk about before I wrap this up is just kind of, you guys can kind of see the progression that the game has taken. You can go from World 1, where it's been changed, and you go to World 2 in Crocotopia, and you can move your way all the way through all the worlds, and you guys get to see this entire progress of this massive game that's been going on for 12 years. Like, this is almost like playing like a history game, and it's a little bit more fun. But you guys don't have to take it super serious. You don't have to play the game to win. You don't have to play the game to do PvP. You don't have to play the game to get the best pet in the world. I just want you guys to play the game to have fun and kind of encourage the game to have more stuff added. You know what I mean? They've had a basic foundation of the game, and there's a lot of stuff they can do pretty easily to make this game a lot more fun. And I think they've started doing that a little bit with these new spell changes, which hopefully will encourage them to change more stuff to make it better for the user. But I'm just gonna say, just try it. You can't decide on something until you try it, and you really have to try it. Try it multiple times, and if it's really not for you, then it's not for you. But I hope that you guys all will try, and if you don't like it, then try to send KingsIsle a constructive email back saying, I was playing this and I really found the struggle through this, and maybe they'll end up changing it. So on that note, I want to thank you guys so very much for watching. Make sure you smash like, click that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Peace.